Once again, this is GRAPHICSLIB by Ridley Snipes and Trait from OC Remix. Once again, that was GRAPHICSLIB from Ridley Snipes and Trait on OC Remix. Oh boy. Here we go, streaming again. Get used to hearing that track because I think it might just be the perfect track to open the stream with. It's not too long, it's only like 2.5 minutes. And I can get everything done that I do in that time. Because the while starting shortly is up, aside from giving people a chance to come in, I'm also whenever I'm using Restream, and whenever I do that, it does create a live stream for me on YouTube, but it doesn't, like, setting the thumbnail through Restream is like a paid feature unless you want it, like it's very crappy. So I have to manually go in and add the thumbnail. I've got to take away the fucking, oh, this is brought to you by Restream nonsense. Take that away. And add tags, make sure it's on the right playlist, all that stuff. But it's really quick. So having a little track that's just like 2.5 minutes, I think that's good. May end up maybe 3.5 minutes might be a little bit better, but 2.5 minutes is fine by me. All right, anyway, so kites. Yeah, I had some other ideas for some other stuff to do, but I'm thinking more and more I just want to stick with one playthrough for now. Mostly because I'm having so much fun with the kites. Mods, again, let's go over them real quick, because it's so easy. We have GRAPHICSLIB, a new level of confidence, experimental hull modifications, and as well as large zoom, speed up, and officer extension. Very, very minimal. This was intentional so that I didn't have like too much beyond vanilla to work with. experimental hull modifications is the whole main point here. And with that, because having the AI, automated ships is so useful, level 20 makes it so that I don't have to sacrifice in order to get them. So a little bit of cheese there with the level 20, but come at me, I do not care. In the end, it's actually going to make it much harder on me because the game scales with your level. So level 20 means the end game fleets are going to be that much scarier. And honestly, it's going to be scary when we get to that point. Anyway, I think we're all pretty much set. I don't really need to go much over anything. Because people often ask, I'll go over it real quick. The goals and the rules. I put them in the description on YouTube because it's real simple and easy. It's the rules are kites only. And the goals are how far can we go, and that's it. There is no set end to this run, but my goal is to see how much of the content we can engage with only using kites. I'm not sure. Like, I would like to think that because we're using experimental hull modifications and we can get a little wild, that we can go some distance with this. There's a few things we can do for tricks, but really having small mounts and limits us quite a bit, because I can't turn a small mount into a large mount. I can make a small mount into a medium mount, and I can change what kind of mount it is. But without a medium mount, we can't get any access to larger weapons. So everything that we're going to be doing is going to have to be with small or large weapons. And unfortunately, the kite does not have enough energy to really support some of the better small and medium weapons. Like antimatter blaster? No, not happening. I don't even know if the AI would fire it, considering their flux management is so poor, and it takes so much to fire one shot. I just don't think they're going to be able to do it. I'm really hoping that, like, we need to at some point. In fact, we're at the point now where we can go do it. I'm going to go search the weapon cache and see what we get, because I don't know that we'll be able to kill the space Doritos and get access to more of those weapons. And I touched one of the hyper shunts, but the fleet never showed up. The small fleet that comes to harass you. I think it got intercepted by a remnant that were in the system. Are they hostile to each other? I don't know. Anyway, so we might not get access to those weapons, which I think would help make up the difference, although they're very flux intensive as well. So it may have just been that they just end up not being able to be properly utilized. It might be another situation where we need to rely on missiles, and especially DEMs, because the Dragonfire, they'd be spicy. All right, let's hop in. I'll pause the music. Not capture card, game capture, and start. It'll take a second to pop up. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the kites so far. It's just really enjoyable. Like, I like getting back into this corner of being forced to use suboptimal ships. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It'll be really interesting once we go through like all the viable ships, and I do mean viable. Like, I don't think there's too many civilian ships that would actually really do well for this. Especially considering I would prefer frigates and destroyers anyway. Like, maybe we could do the shuttle. they have a decent speed, like the Mercury specifically. The Hermes, maybe the Hermes or the Mercury, like we could potentially do them. Because they do have decent speed. I think I would bet on the Hermes simply because it has the maneuvering jets. But the Mercury starts with universal mounts, which is really going to be useful as far as like, because when we make them larger, they'll stay universal mounts. So the Mercury might have it, especially because its base speed is better. So I could see myself doing Hermes and Mercury. And I might just do them together instead of separating them. As far as the Mud Skipper is concerned, the Pirate Mud Skipper might be interesting to play around with. No, I want frigates, warships, pirates. Because I can turn that mount into 2 medium mounts or 4 small mounts. But it doesn't have anything except for that large mount, so I wouldn't really be able to do anything beyond that. And its top speed is not that great, so it would be very difficult for us to actually make use of this. Like it's just gonna be rough. Other than that, like I wouldn't even want to bother with the Hound. I could be talked into it. If the people want to see the Hound, I might do the Hound. Same with the Cerberus. Like most of these frigates, I wouldn't really want to bother with, but I could see it. Like I said, if people really want to see it, we could do it. All Omens would be interesting. Like that could potentially be really strong. All Vigilance would just end up being easy. We just give them large missile mounts. That would be super easy. I am going to do Brawlers at some point, but I feel like there's a lot more other interesting ships to do before potentially going to Brawlers. Because Brawlers are good. Like that's, you know, that's not a big, like that's obvious. And the fact that they already have medium mounts, like it would be really easy to put large mounts on them. Not that they would be able to fuel actual large like energy weapons or ballistic weapons, but large missile racks are really good on frigates, and that would make it kind of super easy. We may end up doing that just to have fun with it, but really I don't think there's a lot of stuff interesting to do there. Same with the Tempests. Like I already know the Tempests are amazing. I may end up just doing it just to do it. The one that I'm actually curious about is the Hype Boy, because its deployment points are so high. Like it might be interesting to play around with this. I could see potentially doing something with this. 500 flux dissipation is not bad at all. Like that's the thing, is like the flux dissipation on a lot of these, even like the Brawler isn't that, it is actually all right. Same with the Tempest, but 500 means we could potentially end up with some really good mounts on them. So but the thing is that deploying at 15 is rough, especially because it means if we put AI in them, it'll count as 30 points towards our max, which will mean we can only have like 4 extra Hype Boys in the wolf pack. That might be one where we end up needing to get what do you call it, the support skill. It's literally called Support Doctrine, in order to get some skills on our other non-piloted Hype Boys. I can see myself doing something with them, because I think the deployment cost would actually like be an interesting limiter, and the fact that they have terrible fuel and cargo capacity, like that would be, we may end up needing to literally put in like 10 of them that have like where half of them have built-in auxiliary fuel tanks and the other half have built-in expanded cargo. in order to actually be able to do anything with these. Like a 1, like we wouldn't, like keep in mind, they take 1 each and they only have 15 fuel. That means we can only have 15, well, it'll be 50% more, so it'll be 23. Only 23 light years of fuel. That's really, really bad. So those would be very difficult. Like that would be the challenge. The logistics would be the challenge more than anything. But the deployment points on top of that as well. Plus I suck with the phase skimmer. But I would just give myself the what do you call it? The temporal shell, and just let the AI and the officers teleport around. So yeah, I've been thinking about this in general. Like, destroyers is another one where there's some interesting destroyers, but most of them would... Like, I would probably want to play around with the strikes a little bit. Just because I feel like they don't get a lot of love. But, like, all Sunders would just be silly. All Hammerheads would just be silly. Like, it wouldn't be that interesting. Maybe all Gemini. I could do an all Gemini. And this is something that people have already done to death. It's like, why would I bother with the Buffalo too? But anyway, so keep that in mind as we like move through. I am absolutely taking recommendations for new playthroughs that we could do like that. All right, let's get in there. Captain Freya, flying kites. Right, we got crashed. So we have to go redo some stuff. I saved before I dove in here. I don't remember what's here, so let's go. Is my speed up on? There it goes. Oh, we got bad luck this time. Ugh. That was extra bad luck. I mean... It was my fault, but still. Alright, there was nothing here. We did not need to come in here again. Oh well. Let's just leave. The fun thing is, though, is that because we're flying kites, it's an oof, but it's actually not as bad of an oof. Like, it only ended up costing us maybe a dozen supplies. Oh. I'm clicking all over the place. All right. Oh, right. I think we got into a fight. Did we get into a fight here? I think it was here that we got into a fight and actually won. Level 5 officer. I think that's a new one. I don't think we got that one last time. They're actually not that bad. Aggressive. I might just swap them out. Yeah, I think we're going to keep them. That's like all the skills I want, basically. Except I would rather have combat endurance on them if I'm going to put them into LP. And this is the thing, it's like, yeah, they're level 5, but if I have to spend a story point to demote them and then another story point to adjust them in a kind of way, like, I already invested a story point in her, I'd rather just keep her. We are right near somewhere where we can sell stuff. Did I already? Yeah, I already got rid of all the stuff in my... So I remember yesterday we did a filtering of what I could and couldn't build. There's no point in me carrying weapons that I can just build on my own. Excuse me. Ah, yes. The drugs. Don't think there's any need for us to really carry drugs at all, because they're not super expensive. I am tempted though to set these up so that we could come back and get them, but it would be just too dangerous jumping in and out of here, and it's not really worth it. It's like, sure, that's like 20,000, or not 20,000, 200,000 right there in credits,